All right, we're back with a bit of a late recap involving the Blue Jackets losing to the Bruins in Boston by the final score of 2-4. It was Daniil Tarasov against Jeremy Swayman in net. This was another game where I feel like you could call this a very good stretch of play for the Blue Jackets that was derailed by just a late collapse in the final minutes. Well, maybe not the mere final minutes, but in the final period, the Blue Jackets were kind of hanging in there with the Bruins. They were trying to muster something together, and then the train goes off the tracks, and all of a sudden you look up and it's 4-1. The Jackets get a power play goal to kind of make the score look a little bit more respectable, and 4-2 is how it ends. Essentially, this road trip for the Blue Jackets was kind of the same game three times. Technically, with a bit of a gradual improvement, they start out with losing 4-0 and then 4-1, and now with this loss against Boston, they lost 4-2. So if they had a few more road games in a row, then maybe eventually they'd win one 5-4. They seem to be at least consistent in having their opponents scoring 4 goals on them, which isn't good. However, Daniil Tarasov does continue to be the team's best goalie on the team, their most consistent one. Again, the numbers might not show it. I know allowing 4 goals probably doesn't help for this game, and the numbers are going to look gross for Daniil Tarasov for a little bit, but he's making a lot of good saves. It's just that the teams that the Blue Jackets are facing are just getting so many chances against them in prime chances. I don't think any goalie, no matter how good they are, is going to have the numbers that reflect how good they're playing. I mean, I know some of the numbers are bad because the goalies have also had some bad play, but none of this is on Daniil Tarasov, I think, for the stretch of games that he's played. He's been pretty good. He's made some really solid saves. And if you're somebody who thinks that Daniil Tarasov is the real future of goaltending for the Blue Jackets, you're looking at this season and thinking, okay, once the Blue Jackets actually get some of those defensive prospects that they are counting on to help out the defense, Daniil Tarasov is definitely going to look better. And that's why you see Daniil Tarasov getting consecutive starts. I think if Elvis Merzlikins was playing more like they wanted him to, that he would be the starting goalie moving forward. He has a big contract. They definitely want him to be the starter, but right now Daniil Tarasov is doing things that Elvis clearly isn't. And again, I think if Elvis was kind of living up to his billing, then he would have been the starter for this game. But right now they're riding the goaltender that's doing better. They're going off of merit right now, and I don't blame them for that. And currently, Daniil Tarasov, is their best goalie that's healthy. I think even if Korpisalo was healthy, Daniil Tarasov probably is their best bet there. The power play in this game for the Blue Jackets was good. They put up 2 goals, obviously. 5-on-5, not exactly great, but seeing Boone Jenner and Patrick Laine getting power play goals is a nice sight to see. Hopefully that kind of leads to some more momentum. Although the 5-forward power play was not used here, that seemed to just be a one-game experiment that Larson just kind of threw out there for the heck of it. It didn't work in their last game before Boston, who I forget who it was already. But it didn't work in that game, so I guess against Boston, they didn't even bother even trying it. The Bruins, just a crazy good team. They hadn't lost in regulation at home before the game against the Blue Jackets. So if the Blue Jackets did manage to come away with any points against this team, it would have definitely been a large upset for sure. If the Blue Jackets power play can get going, hopefully that does lead to some more momentum. 5-on-5, you see that more on 5-on-5 play, and I get why that didn't show up against Boston, because again, Boston has just been so incredibly good this season, especially at home. I can see why a team like the Jackets, who even if they're at full strength, probably don't match up against this team very well now that they're just decimated by injuries and underperformance and all that stuff. I can see how the Blue Jackets lose this game 4-2. But if this road trip that the Blue Jackets just had of their last 3 games is indicative of what their road performances are going to be like moving forward, then the month of March is going to be a very long experience for the Blue Jackets, because it's essentially all home games with Columbus and Nationwide Arena hosting all of those March Madness games. So March might be the nail in the coffin that definitely, well, I mean, the season's over, but as far as the Blue Jackets definitely securing a top lottery chance in the draft, the month of March definitely might help progress that along and get that ball rolling. But hopefully the Jackets can find some momentum at 5-on-5 with the power play. Hopefully they can continue to play competently against opponents that are better than them on their schedule, which is going to be pretty much everybody. Hopefully the Blue Jackets can still continue to play with some kind of dignity and pride, as this isn't going to seep into next year, and the Blue Jackets start to get a losing culture in the building. Hopefully, if that hasn't already started to permeate, hopefully they can still play with their head up, play with some pride, and still keep trying to get as many points as they possibly can. I'm not somebody who is constantly cheering for, like, oh, the Blue Jackets are moving down the draft. All right, that's awesome. I do want to see the Jackets trying to get wins and get points however they can. I understand that there's a lot of big fishes in the next draft, but as far as what I want to see from this team, I just want to see gradual improvement. And I'm just worried that if the organization just kind of tells them, yeah, don't worry about it, we're just we're hanging up for this year, we're trying again next year, then maybe that'll lead to definitely less spirited performances, and maybe that'll lead into next year and just a bad vibe going into next year. I just want them to keep their head up and keep going as the season moves along. So thank you all for watching. If you made it this far into the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you liked it. Let me know if you have something to say down in the comments below. I will see you at the next one.